course, there's a need for us to also follow developments that are happening in Parliament. The Finance Ministry is actually hopeful that the E-Levy will go through, but there's more action happening where minority has been reacting to the Finance Minister's presentation. Kwesi Parker-Wilson is joining us now from Parliament, giving us updates on what's happening. So, Parker, what more do we know? Parker, if you can hear me, I'm asking, what has been the reaction from the minority on this?
Well, so, Blessed, the minority in Parliament has today cast doubt over the measures put in place by the Finance Minister as far as the austerity measures are concerned that took us back from the economic cycle. They are saying that they are not adequate enough. And then they don't think that all the measures that we put across will achieve the intended purpose. There were 35 billion, 20 billion, that hasn't been done. And so it is not feasible or not achievable, the things that the Finance Minister is saying. So that has been the concern. Again, the Finance Minister talked about the E-Levy. The minority is clear that as for the E-Levy, they are not supporting the E-Levy today, tomorrow, anytime it comes into the floor. And so we should forget about the E-Levy that he's talking about that well. Parliament has an assurance from Parliament that the E-Levy will be approved for Parliament or for government to generate some revenue. That would happen. On the matter of the free senior high school, the minority that believes that it is important for us to have a national on the free senior high school policy. We believe that the point at which at the primary level or at the junior high school level, where every student is passed into the senior high school, is not competitive enough, and that education must be competitive.
We don't have to invest in grammar and mathematics when we are not really investing in the people or in the student. And so that he should ensure that it is very competitive, and so there should be a national conversation on the free senior high school. And one important thing, Blessed, is the toll boats. The minority leader has been making the point that since the cessation of the tolls, I mean somewhere last year, government has lost substantial revenue. And as a matter of fact, if we are looking at the revenue loss, these revenues could have been channeled into other areas. So his proposal is that with immediate effect, government should reinstate the toll booths or the collection of tolls so that they can generate some money from there in order to show up or cushion.
And just to get some clarity on that.
Those are the things that the minority leader, Haruna Dusa, has been saying, essentially making the point that the measures put in place by the Finance Minister is not adequate enough to deal with the current economic crisis that we are in.
Right, and Parker, help us with this. The reason why the Finance Ministry had to put a hold on the toll booth is that government was going to go ahead with the implementation of the E-Levy. Now, the Finance Minister is saying we need the collaboration of Parliament to pass this. What has been the reaction to that?
Well, so the reaction is quite simple. The minority leader is clear in his mind that for that collaboration, government will not get. And it goes without saying that for them, as a matter of principle, they have resolved to reject the E-Levy anytime it comes to the floor of the House. And because of them, government was forced to now engage stakeholders. You see the town hall meetings on the E-Levy. And so whether or not there has been engagement, the E-Levy, as a matter of principle, the 137 NDC MPs are going to vote against it. That one, he has no doubt in his mind that they will do so. So unless the NPP has their numbers in Parliament to ensure that the E-Levy is approved. And for now, as we know, 2 of their members are still not within the jurisdiction. Of course, one has taken ill and one is out of the jurisdiction. So it will be a Herculean task for the government, I must say, on how they would approve this E-Levy.
But what's easy?
This morning, a while ago, there was conversation about the Asin North MP.
I was just about coming to
NDC
that.
believe that.
Yeah. I was just about coming to that, Parker. If you can hear me, I was just about coming to that where, of course, we know that it's a numbers game now. The finance minister says, hopefully, if we pray together, the E-Levy will go through by the end of March. We know that the issue of James Jachikwesin has come up strongly on the floor of the House, which has implications for the possible passage of the E-Levy. Help us understand the dynamics here. What's the number looking like?
Yeah, so that is why the minority guys are saying that the move by the NDC to get...
Well, Parker Wilson joining us live there from Parliament to give us some updates on what's happening. We'll return in our subsequent bulletins. This is The Pulse. Stay with us. We'll return after this break.